Hi everyone, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back. Today we are doing the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge number 3, which is a weekly prompt challenge hosted by Amy at Crafty Cat, where on Mondays she draws out 2 prompts and you're to make 2 pieces of ephemera using the 2 prompts. She has, this is the third version of this challenge that she has done. And this one she has intended for her prompts to be for Christmas ephemera, but they are generic enough that you don't have to make Christmas ephemera. If you don't want to, you can adapt them to just regular ephemera, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, then you could do, whatever you do celebrate. Or you could do a different holiday. One of my makes today, I'm actually going to do for Veterans Day, since we have that coming up. But, really good challenge. I have done the previous 2 and this one, and it's a lot of fun. So feel free to join in, and I'm sure she'll come up with another fabulous one after this one is complete. So our 2 prompts for this week are red and candy. So we're going to work on the red first. And like I said, I am, all my Christmas makes are done for this year. So I am going to do this one for Veterans Day. And then the other one can be used in really any kind of journal. Okay, so the red first. So what I have here is just a piece of cream colored cardstock that I have cut to make just like a journaling card out of. There's nothing special about it. It's just, cream cardstock, and it's been inked around the edges. And I am going to put this piece of invoice on the background, and it is printed on like an onion skin paper, so it makes nice noise, and it's got some transparency to it, so it's just something kind of different. So I'm gonna put that down first and get my glue book over here, and I think I'm going to just do glue stick and hope that it sticks. I think it will. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this challenge as well as the previous 2. I like prompt challenges. Gives me a break from the normal journal making, and it also builds up ephemera and uses up scraps, so you can't go wrong doing a prompt challenge, in my opinion. Kind of gets you thinking outside the box. Amy does have a playlist that has all her previous makes in it for this challenge, as well as the other 2. And if you post on social media, use the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 3, all small letters, and that way everybody can see what you're making as well. Where is, there it is. Let me get these bubbles out best I can. And like I said, this is just a journaling card, but I am going to put kind of a little side tuck on it just to kind of give it something a little different. Okay, this is a digital that is by Bohemian Crafting. And it looks like a book cover, an old book cover, and it's just red. And it's in a kit that is for like independence. I can't remember what the name of the kit is, but it has some really cool like ID cards, and it talks about the Constitution, and it has a lot of stuff about presidents and stuff like that. It's really cool digital. So I got it for the passports and the identification cards that are in the kit. They're really cool. So I'm going to glue this on 3 sides. As a matter of fact, I used, I think, one of the passports to make my Santa passport for this challenge, earlier in this challenge. And it is in my playlist on my channel, if you want to go back and watch that one. I can show it to you. I think I can grab it here, or did I put it in my journal? Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, last week, here it is, I had said that I was going to post the Christmas journal that had a lot of these makes for this challenge in it, and I did a flip through and got busy doing something else, and I never did list that. So by the time this video comes out, it is listed, but I wanted to apologize for not getting that listed. But this is one of the passport pieces that are in that kit, and I altered it to be a Santa passport. So, yeah, it's a real cool kit if you haven't seen it. Alright, so we got our little pocket made here, and I'm going to put, this is also in that Bohemian Crafting kit, and it's just an old, like, I want to say advertising piece. I guess it is an advertising piece. It's like a wartime advertising piece from the Civil War. And I'm going to put that right here. And it says our union must and shall be preserved, is what it says on it. And it's got the flags and stuff. And actually, it may be, yeah, it's about Civil War times. Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents ever. I always try to make something for Veterans Day because I am a military brat. My dad was he was actually in 3 branches of the military: the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. He retired from the Air Force after 21 years. And my husband was in the Army for 20 years, and he is a retired vet as well. My dad was in Korea and Vietnam, and my husband was in Bosnia and Afghanistan. He was in the first Gulf War. So I always try to do something around Veterans Day for our vets. Without them, we wouldn't have a whole lot here. So I'm going to put this little guy on here, and he is from the Digital Collage Club. So he's going to go right there. And you notice that I covered up most of that other piece. I really just wanted that other piece back there to kind of break up the bread so that it gave another layer and was a little more just kind of broke up that solid red color. Okay, and then I have this quote. I have a book that is called Quotationary, and it's like a dictionary, except for the whole book is just quotes, and it's a really cool book. If you ever see it anywhere, you need to grab it. I will show you what it looks like. I found it at a McKay's. I don't know if you guys have McKay's in your area, but it's a used bookstore where you can take your old books and trade them in for credit or cash. And so I go there every so often to kind of see what they have. They don't really have old books, but they have books with very interesting pictures, because they have, not only reference books, but they, not just novels, but they have reference books and art books and all kinds of stuff like that. But this is a quote by JFK, and it's that, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And it was under the patriotism little section. So I thought that was appropriate. And I'm going to put it down here. And then I have this little slide that is red, was the main reason I wanted to use it. This is by Nick the Booksmith. She created these little faux Kodak slides and some images that you can print out on printable vellum. So I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it is actually vellum, so it looks like a slide. And I just made it to tuck in here just for another little kick of red. And then I have this little tab that I'm going to put up here at the top that, of course, has the red. Or do I want to use the blue? No, I want to use the red. So we're going to put it up here at the top. And this is out of some of the paper that's on the Bohemian Craftsman, Bohemian Crafting, I believe, actually is what it is. Digital. And I did have, which I do not see, there it is. I'm going to put this word because if it wasn't for our vets, we wouldn't have the freedom that we are able to have here. And that's just out of the Tim Holtz little word book snippets, or what is it? You know, the one that has just the words, not the small talk, but the other one. And then I left that open because I will stick a picture of my dad and my husband in there, but I didn't want to put them out there on YouTube, so. And then this will go probably in my personal journal. Okay, let me show you my book. This is it, quotationary, and it's by Leonard Roy Frank, and it's a Random House book, and it is just filled with quotes about anything that you can imagine. You just look up what you're looking for a quote for, and it has a bunch of them, so it's just a fun one. I don't use a ton of words and sentiments, but often quotes I will use. So that's where that one came from. Okay, so that's our red. If I could have a little more red, maybe when I do the pictures, I'll back them on red. But that's the red. Okay, now we're going to do the candy. And for the candy, I found this sticker in my Kathy Holden sticker book. And so it kind of led me where I was going to go. So we're going to make another kind of journal card with a pocket. And I went to all my German ephemera and pulled stuff out to do that. So I have this, which is a German tapestry. And right now that's just on regular paper. And I'm thinking I probably need to back that with something. Let's see if I have something in my scrap bin big enough. Yes, we'll use this file folder. And back this. Most of these things that I'm going to use on this one, I got when we were in Germany at flea markets and such. This German tapestry is just an image that I found on free images on the internet, and I had used it in my German for the cover of a German journal that I did, and I had an extra copy, so that's where this came from. Okay, we'll trim that down. Where are my scissors? I buried them. And this piece I'll just hold in my ephemera, my ready-made ephemera, until I find the appropriate journal to use it in. I could have got that right on the edge and I wouldn't have to do that trimming right there, but that's asking a lot. Okay, so there is our journal card. And now I'm going to put a pocket on it. And for that, I have a piece of one of my pages out of my German autograph book that I got at a flea market over there. I'm telling you guys, if you ever plan a trip to go, you want to go when they're having the good markets because they are phenomenal. And I will tell you ahead of time, be prepared to walk a lot. It is the biggest market I have ever seen in my life. It took us 2 days to go through the complete market. That's how big it is. So much fun. And I should have glued this down before I inked around the edges, but that's okay. Alright, and that's just making that a little more sturdy on the back, and it's just cardstock because the paper that this is written on is very old. This particular autograph book is from the early 1920s. Okay, so I'm going to glue that right there. I'm going to do just a small glue line so I don't lose a lot of the pocket because I'm not putting gussets or anything in it. I don't have but a couple cards to put in there, so. Okay, and then I'm going to put the sticker right here, which is not a sticker anymore because I put some book page on the back of it so I can move it around and decide where I wanted it. I often do that with stickers just because I'm afraid if I stick it down, I'll just change my mind about where I want it. Okay, and then one of the fabulous things that I found at the market was these German stamps, and I have a bunch of them, and I tried to get the smaller ones so that they would fit. And my husband translated these for me. He is not German, but when he was in the service, He spent about 9 years in Germany, so he speaks Germany. He speaks German fairly well. And they all have to do with postage. And I think like this one, I think it's trade sample. And if you speak German, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then the other ones have to do with like flat, like mailing books, like it's a flat book kind of thing. And then I think that one, I can't remember. Anyway, they all have to do with postage. It's about the best I could tell you. And I have not stamped with these, so I'm curious to see. Oh yeah, they stamp really well. Okay, so I want to put one right here in this kind of little blank spot. And that's the one that says trade sample. And then I have 2 blank tags that are just, I think they're 10 volts tags. And I'm going to stamp those. Oh, see, that was me. I may have to get a different one with that because I will never line that back up. Yeah, that was definitely me, not the stamp. See if I can stamp just this side. That's actually not that bad. I think I can live with it like that. I don't care if it's perfect. Okay. So those worked very well. And I don't know how old these are. They don't seem to be very old because the rubber's in really good condition. But I just thought they were cool. So I got them. And like I said, there was about 8 of them, I think, altogether. And I bought them all. They were individually marked. But I just held the whole box up there and said, you know, what do you want? Actually, my husband said, what do you want for him? He's my voice over there because I don't know any German except for how to say thank you and hello and have a good day, or, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so in the pocket, I am going to put this little girl who is in wrong ink pad, traditional German outfit here, and I don't know what area this outfit is from, but one of the areas we stayed in the Black Forest, these women wore these things on their head, and they had several round balls on the top of their hats or their head wraps, and there were some that had black and some that had red. And when I asked about them, the the locals told me that that gave an indication whether you were married or not. So you wore the red if you weren't, I believe I'm saying this right. You wore the red if you weren't married, and you wore the black after you got married when you were wearing your traditional outfits. So, like I said, I don't know what area she's from, but that was the tradition at the place we were in the Black Forest. And I'm going to use these as tabs as I jabber here. And she's going to go down in there. Okay, and then this card was in my German scrap that I got at the Outer Banks. And she is riding a candy stick. They are carrying her on a candy stick, like a peppermint stick. So I thought that fit the prompt. And it is original vintage. And that's going to go right down in there. So there we go. Fairly quick, simple. I think we've got the prompts covered. We've got our chocolate here, and we've got our candy stick there. And then on the red, I think we've got our red covered. And that's it. So thanks, guys, for joining me, and I will see you guys on Sunday for a Journal with Me session. Until then, everybody have a great start to your weekend, and see you on Sunday. Bye.